3 years.
All right, well, we can start now. We'll check back in 3 years' time and see where we're at. But let's focus in here on Mirage.
You act like I'm still going to have a job in 3 years, Chad. Let's be real here.
Hopefully we're all retired by then. As mounted in the window, a little bit of a stack of some variety to get them a firing squad. Neo frag boosted up, and the 1x bet odds favoring Falcons here. Okay. Well, I think OG, even with the record, should be the favorites in this type of a matchup. But I like the idea of the revenge tour for MBK. There's a lot of names he wants to swoop out of the server. That was a Falcons reference, guys.
That was good. It wasn't bad at all. We've got 3 coming from the underpass, though. flameZ, I think... flameZ. We just had flamey, and now we've got flames. Able to spot that on the jump, and look at that. Ready for it. Python, good shot back, though. Immediately gonna make this a level situation. Again, though, that headshot. Dexter needed more from him yesterday, sure. I know OG, they had a pretty solid game. Well done, Masuda. Fiku looked amazing. Dexter didn't really live up to the hype. That said, a win's a win, I guess you could say. They did win basically 16-0 after losing the first 5 rounds.
Or a win's 2 wins if you were watching the last matchup. But that kit marooned over towards jungle is a slight problem. Masuda, if he holds on to this territory, Fiku and Neofrag are going to have no hope.
Shot. Maka gonna get tagged down. Maka's gonna back off as well. He has to go back to the A main position, but it's fine. Bomb's still ticking. Rush giving us an indication that the kit is indeed on the ground, but Masuda's gonna take out Fiku before he can get anywhere near it. Excuse me, Neofrag rather. Fiku's name came up on the other side of the kill feed because he got one before Masuda was able to get him in return. So 1-0 for Falcons. And we were chatting about this, you and I personally, Chad, that, you know, look, even if you make a new team, you've left OG, you want a redemption arc, as Nathan called it himself. You could lose 10 games to them, but this is one kind of matters more. This is for qualification at a major, and that definitely would sting.
Yeah, beating them here and condemning them down into that 1-2 column for OG, that one would really hurt. So let's see if OG can put up any fight to try and avoid it. Up towards top mid, there will be the space taken by Maka and MBK. Suda and Python over towards B, and hAdji in Palace to kick this round off. Just a bit of a default spread to see what they're up against. I'm really excited to see more Masuda in the server. We know in his Vitality days he was extremely sharp. There was no questions about that. It's more, you know, the game sense. Maybe the communication was plaguing him since the likes of Dupree and Magis came in. We know that English does take some time to get it going, but now speaking in the native tongue of French.
En français?
Where?
Oui, oui, en français.
Okay, well, a bit of damage done to MBK here. Slightly concerning, especially so that we're now at the roughly 1 minute mark and there's still a batch of smokes remaining.
Set toward B, though, for sure. No one even trying to figure out the A side of the map. No one even looking there. We're pushing into Palace for a late lurk. You've just got Nexa on the defensive side, and the rotation already underway from Dexter because he's gotten the call that this is going to be on, and Python is on. He's on flames. He burns him alive. Fiku looking for the deagle shot, wide side of smoke. No one pushing through, but now, oh, the arrival from Catwalk. Fiku's hit that, but he's blinded up. Didn't know MBK was there. Neofrag still in the corner. They never checked it. He turns around and finds another headshot. hAdji's gonna recover that, however, and it's still a 2-on-2. This scout could be huge right now. Look at the HP.
Yeah, he can kill both players with a single bullet here if they overstep the mark. This rotation point of Nexa is key. I think Dexter will allow him to initiate first.
Walking with that 5-7. Shots, he's spotted. He's got more damage into hAdji, but it's not enough. And that is the end of it. Dexter's gonna have to bail out head armor. Scout. Maybe look for an exit kill, try and contain someone inside of the site, sees the run across, and makes no mistake to take down hAdji, but this one is now a 2-0 scoreline for the Falcons.
Good damage, but not the rounds. And considering how that one started, you felt the OG would have been good to convert that there, but steadying the ship on the site, Falcons do a very good job having to reinvest on 4 players. And a bit of a tech issue called here within the early stages. This one's going to be coming out from the OG camp. Now, it is interesting, like, there's some names, like this Falcons team, they even had Kyojin in here. That's before, I believe, Masuda and MBK joined. So Kyojin got thrown from Vitality down here and now thrown to the wolves, the poor kid. But Maka and hAdji, they've been floating around the French scene for some time. And MBK moving into, obviously, that veteran position that we always knew. When he was in OG in the past, there was talk about too many voices. Well, he gets to be the key voice in this team. I don't think anybody even is close to the level of experience that MBK has. That might even be server-wide I would say probably server wide. He is head and shoulders the most experienced member.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about qualifying for majors. This guy's already won them.
But I will let everybody know that he is only a legendary Eagle Master.
Why you gotta do him dirty like that, man?
He's not a global elite, guys. So that means you at home as
Hey, but
legendary
hang on,
Eagle
how much is he actually playing matchmaking?
Only 416 times over his entire Counter-Strike
I probably
career.
have that much.
Yeah, you probably do. I know.
How do I check my IQ?
We'd have to disconnect.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just stay in this. Chad, don't make this complicated. It's not necessary.
Oh, my keyboard's got the language issue.
No. You can get out of that. So if you bring up the console, you press E, and look, see, it does the accent, then backspace.
Oh.
And then, yeah, all it is it's letting you add accents to letters. So E is the obvious one.
See, I have 782 wins. So I also haven't played a lot of matchmaking.
Wow. You must have me on the friends list there somewhere.
I think so.
Maybe we're not friends.
Maybe.
This team. No, I'd be in game, so you definitely don't.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't add anyone. I ignore it.
This is a Stewie Malik situation we have going on here. Do you want me to take you out for Starbucks?
Yeah, I think at least that.
Okay.
I'm quite offended
We'll start there. I'll get you the cheesecake.
Ooh. Spoiling me. That'll make up for it for sure.
There's a missed smoke in spawn, guys. Look, it's not the end of the world, but it's also not the best thing in the world either. So no one's saying that. But there it is. You can see it just plumed awkwardly. As they are postured now for an A finish. flameZ, nexa, and Dexter, with NeoFrag not too far behind to chip in for this one. Now, they have lost a smoke, so they will need to use these three for the up-down and the CT spawn if they wish. Right now, they're seeming like they want to take a contact. They're not actually sitting back ready to execute. They're looking for fights actively here.
Dexter just holding that position. No one walking up there yet. It's going to be flameZ with contact. Maka, first shot success on the Mach 10. So the Maka 10, as Missa2 is able to take out flameZ. He's only got one. Maka's going to come in with that as well. So Falcons looking like they've got this one. It's going to go 3-0.
Nice bit of run and gun there. Oh, okay. They're going to give one back over. The bomb hasn't been planted just yet. So hold your horses, Maka. There's still an opportunity. It's NeoFrag. And, well, his scout that he's taken off Dexter's corpse has actually found some damage. Now we're in a 2-on-2. That overextension from Maka. Didn't realize it was going to play such a big role here. masuda, too timid to get the bomb down, but now that he has the support of MBK over towards the site, he will plant. But damage again. Now it's not a conversion for OG yet, but this is a truckload of financial woes going forward for the Falcons.
MBK slides back into the firebox. I thought this one was done. I was calling it stopped and over, but they're still contesting somewhat. Don't think they'll be looking for the round so much as maybe some utility, maybe some guns on the ground. They know the AK's down, and that's why MBK stayed so close to it. Good shot, NeoFrag. They might get that AK. He's got 82 and time to run. masuda's going to have to try and challenge that, but he's low, sees it, nails it. Good job. That is a kill worth taking. No AK on the CT side.
Okay, well, it's handy, sure, but they salvage a situation that should have never been that way. Maka definitely overstepped the mark, and that is Python and hAdji, the two that have to suffer the issues of this. One of them will probably get dropped at Galil. Their cash wasn't looking fantastic, so they will have to work this one out, but NeoFrag, he picks up the scout after that kill, and Maka takes down hAdji as well, and then masuda. I think this is the thing, masuda will have to be the standout star of this team. Really just have to be. I don't think there's too much other conversation that could be had. And Python now operating with a Mach 10. Maybe they want to try and give B a little something. There's Python. He's going to smoke his way forward.
The Falcon swoop and pick up a Python?
Yeah, but the Pythons are constrictors, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, would a Falcon like just kill the Python?
I think it probably could. Depends on the size of the Python and the size of the Falcon. But I think you could be onto something here. But they're friends in this experiment.
That's true. It's like the fox and the crow. masuda, he's going to take down nexa after only taking out hAdji before that. Dexter takes an op shot that is successful, and Maka falls down. It's masuda that you said has to be the star, and there's 8-1 already in this 3-0 start. He's looking for more now, though, however, because finally a lead for OG, and he'll smoke himself in for a bomb plant.
If they win this, I'll be very surprised. There is a kit in play. 2 smokes as well. They can take their time and talk through this OG, and so far in the firepower department, they haven't had issues hitting shots. masuda waiting to try and challenge CT, but no one's going to peek
that yet, and he knows crossing over, he's gonna have problems. Tries to shoulder peek and get information, isolate one player, can't do it. Puts him low enough the Python will collect, but they're, okay, I was gonna say wrapping onto him. He actually has this in a situation where he's winnable because they aren't lined up. They have to go ticket to try and win this. That could have been another one-on-one as Fiku peeked out, but gets the kill. It'll be 3-1.
And he needed to pick up the kit there. I think the biggest issue for poor Python was there's only 5 bullets left, so he knew that pressure's starting to build. I have to hit this shot, I have to hit this shot. Maybe delaying would have been the better option, but regardless, it will be OG back on the board, and well, we already spoke about the finances. It is likely to see the Falcons take a bit of a partial investment here. So good try from Python. After those 2 kills, only 5 bullets left in the magazine. And then you can see here the time slinking off the clock, and a good find from Fiku. So upgrades the AK, upgrades the kit, and away we go. Nexa's AWP and an MP9 for Nexa. That's the polar opposites of the purchases here for Falcons, but a good purchase for Nexa. If he wants to get a bit active over towards this A ramp, farm up a couple of unarmored Falcons. It's just Masuta with the head armor and a P250, and actually he's the first port of call. He's going to be removed, and that's a great start.
You go back to that round prior, like you say, though, and it comes down to just a one-on-one when it was a 4 versus 2, and now look at the save already from Falcons. Can you make a Falcon noise?
No, I'm not too into birds. I know that Prius is a bit of a bird watcher, right? So,
I believe that.
but,
He also likes birds the animal, too. You'll get it eventually. You'll get it eventually. It's fine. Someone,
okay.
Other people will get it. It's fine.
All right. Yeah. Are we talking Big Bird? I don't know.
Oh, Big Bird was the greatest.
Yeah, big yellow bird. Having a good time, educating the children.
Nexa waiting with the smoke down. I don't know birds very well. There's a lot of different ones that are spotted in my area, and people always tell me they've seen them, and I'm like, oh, cool, it flies. I don't know anything about the different colorations and feathers. Nexa knows a lot about building up money. Oh, flameZ doesn't want him to get any more kills than that. Doesn't want to get him the ace, so he team kills him.
Yeah, and look, that's the kind of relationship they've got over there on OG. You know, Nexa might be the boss, but flameZ going to put him in his place every now and again. And the unsilenced M4s are scary. When I hear them, you know, it takes me back to the good old days.
The good old days. Yeah, back to rifles now. Good old ways for the T's.
And Maka into an AWP here. So let's see what he could bring. Maka and hAdji, I mentioned that we've seen them around the traps of French Counter-Strike, even some international Counter-Strike for hAdji for many a year. And, well, there it is. flameZ gets a very, very nice opening onto MBK. Shot back. Not going to connect. Maka lightly touched by the flames and nades. 72 points of health here, but now scrambling. With 1:30 on the clock, at least MBK can pull the strings from the grave.
So Maka waiting to try and get his AWP going. He's still only got 2 kills in this half so far. He finally has the weapon to play with, but it's going to be a man down they have to compensate for, with NBK sitting on the sidelines. hAdji lining up the utility flash over for the sake of a peek. And they go. Oh, the Nexa's already on the off angle. Masuta does get one back. Dexter, good delay. Throws out the insetting area, but Masuta goes forward of it. They smoke that off, and now Dexter knows as he tries to get up the ladder, but he's got to get away from more than one opposition because they had no issue, no qualms going through that position, and the defensive tactics still work out in the end by force, but the utility certainly wasn't enough to stop them. It's 3-3.
Yeah, nice stuff from OG to level up the playing field here. I do like this OG roster out of all the OG rosters, and it hasn't really been reflected in the results. I don't think it has ever really been reflected in OG's results, unfortunately. But I like the complexion of this team and what it could be. I don't think we've really seen it hit that peak just yet, but there's so many real punchy riflers they have. Like, I think Neofrag, flameZ, Fiku, even Nexa as an in-game leader, they like to get in the thick of things, and we know that the AWPing style of Dexter as well, highly aggressive. MBK's ahead of that. This is going to be a bit disjointed on the go if they try to go immediately here. They have to extinguish, and they're just going to run into the blender. Fiku gooshed. He's in a bit of trouble.
Neofrag sitting back, smoke behind him he can fade into, but he's just going to fall into it instead as Python puts him there with the Tech 9. So a 3 score line. I was about to say 3-on-3. See how I recovered that. I just picked something else with 3s in it, like Illuminati does, but it is now going to be 3 players remaining. I was going to say a 4-on-4 with a post plant, but the pistols are all they're going to work with. Dexter's got Maka down, and hAdji is left in a pretty unwinnable situation, all things considered. But the bomb's still ticking. They're taking their time about this. They found him now. No mistakes made. They'll go to the site.
Okay, defuse to come through here. Key detail there from the Falcons. That smoke over towards the short position was actually misplayed. Oh, okay. They're going to let Degster, the guy without the kit, go for the defuse. You understand it's the AWP. They want to give him as much money as possible, but coming down to some fine margins there.
Ah, they had the music on. They would have known.
Okay, Degster
doesn't even want the op.
Well, I guess he makes Fiku do. He's like, I have the AK. I don't want any silly business here. You just make sure you take that one through. You can give it to me next round.
Oh, there you go. Figured it out. So they get him to defuse. They also run around and pick up some extra stuff during that that period of time as well.
Plant and max loss bonus does equate to a buy. That is the Counter-Strike maths in play for everybody. And a timeout taken from Falcons here. So want to have a discussion before they get back underway. The pistol with the conversions, that was nice, but now they need to start posting something more. And nobody's bored. I think this is great. They have the team very reserved, right? Nobody purchased him with anything crazy. They're waiting for the coach here to explain his plan, so then they can purchase in behind that. So this is good. At least everybody obeying the orders of Ozstriker right there. An absolute legend, Ozstriker. I was watching Ozstriker play when I was 16, even younger.
That's wild.
No joke. In the French scene of Counter-Strike in the 1.6 days, I was watching this man. He used to play with a gentleman that I played against back in Perth, Western Australia, called Ferg, who got to play a lot of international Counter-Strike, half French, half Australian. Shout out to Ferg if he's listening, but he will know Ozstriker very well.
flameZ with a self-flash, back turn, peek toward top stairs, right anticipation. Wrong shots, couldn't land it as he backs off though. They're gonna challenge this and they'll get away with it, but just barely. That's quite a lot of damage dealt.
And if Nexa keeps pushing, which he might, right, he's immediately taken back control of this. So for Nexa, why wouldn't you keep going? It's likely that they've dropped back and relinquished control. That's confirmed now. As soon as he continues to push forward here, Fiku's freed up to now rotate over towards A. You can leave Degster in mid with the AWP if you really like. And at this point, if you're Neofrag, you just have to stay alive and wait for the rotation. You know that it is going to be the A finish, 100%.
Fiku fast on the rotation toward CT. There's no one else in that position. Bomb not planted yet. No smokes down. Neo getting toward the stairs. 55 seconds. There is a single smoke on the T side right now. hAdji's the one that holds it. And now the utility starts to be deployed. Extinguished already, though. They're going to put that flash toward connector, let Python hold them off, so he just needs to be covering fire, suppressing at this point in time. Second smoke does land, so they did pick up one on the way through, because there was one at CT as well, but the bomb is still not planted. And here's Nexa, already on a flank. They're going to line. I thought he was going to get both. He was a bit inaccurate to get Maka. Maka actually got the team kill, so Nexa didn't get either, despite that he is the cause of one. But he could have had a lineup on that.
Definitely so. Yeah, definitely so indeed. So poor Nexa, not only has he been TK'd, he's caused a TK, which has stopped him from getting a kill. He's getting the worst of both worlds right now. But that was all the info play. I know that Nexa didn't look like the hero with the fluffed aim, but he was the reason that they had that bomb site ready and raring to go. Some good shots here from Maka, especially that one onto Neofrag, but sat down quite quickly by Fiku and Degster. Degster getting loud now. As we will see another timeout called. So back-to-back timeouts. Big conversations to be had. There's money again for the buy. A 2-round lead at this point, and it felt in this first half when we just had the G2 versus 1 win game, I was like, okay, G2 are going to coast, they're going to get this done, they're finding the form that they're looking for, and then, well, how quickly that fell apart.
Speaking of coaches, there's Ruga. Got to ride the elevator with him yesterday.
What did he say?
Not much, because it was a quick elevator ride, but just said, hello, how are you? I said, great, good to see you. He said, you too. And that was about it.
That's the exchanges we're looking for around here. I find it a bit weird in these environments as well. Like after players win or lose game, like especially lose, I never want to say anything. And win, I don't want to be like, yeah, good game. Like I kind of, but it's weird. I think they think that I'm ignoring them. It's just I wouldn't want some commentator in their face.
Situation. If they're buried in their phone or if they're talking to each other, you know, whatever, it's fine. If they're just looking to say hello, I'll be like, hey, tough game today. Oh, good game, whatever. Whatever the case may be. Fiku, making a case for the B site, is going to put smokes down to defend his position, but backs off to the fan, and you might as well put it inside and call it a hearse, because he's going to have to be traveled and deported out of here as a body. It's going to be Python, though, that gets Neofrag. So still a chance, as Falcons lost out overall in this exchange. Neofrag and Fiku are the only two that go down for OG. Oh. Python had to hit that. Nexa wins the exchange.
All right, MBK in a 1-on-3. Dexter half HP, nexa quite low, but trying to isolate these jewels and then get the bomb. A minute to do so, so plenty of time, but they're already accounting for a flank. You can see the position of flameZ right now, making sure that there's no way out. MBK could grab the bomb, but as soon as he attempts to plan, I expect them to start to aggress on his position. Wards them off with a bit of spam. We'll have to take the reload, and that's brought flameZ back over. They know exactly where he is right now, and as he steps forward, there are so many to deal with, all in the marketplace.
Oh, Dexter. Yeah, marketplace. Cutting some deals. 6-3 OG.
All right, very tidy. In a lot of these rounds, it hasn't really felt like too much concern. I know in that situation, it was a 1-on-3. At one point, it was a 2-on-3. You've had a couple of rounds with only 2 members from OG staying alive. But in terms of how the rounds open, that's what I'm looking for here. If they're able to trade in their favor, stall them from getting the bomb out, we're not in post-plant situations all that often so far. There's only been 2 in this string of gun rounds. And Dexter's really loving this one. I do love the hype. I know it's good that he can bring it time and time again. This time it's a tactical timeout call from OG. So what are they expecting in the change-up department here? Well, Rugger has something to say. Taking a look at the spawns as well, tends to affect a player like Dexter and where he's going to look for the peaks. He doesn't have anything too great right now, so might just be a standard round tier. The buy on the other side, Tech 9's Mac 10s. Maybe that's what Rugger was preparing them for. Listen, boys. Oh, it seems tantalizing to get stuck in and look to take those headshots, but let's sit back. Let's not take any risks here. There's triple HEs as well. So this could be a setup. Or maybe nades towards window.
Or connector. That'll work too. 3 of them, no one down there. Maybe window would have been better off for them because flameZ was there. Speaking of flameZ, bit of fire. I still don't understand how wood makes that noise when burning. It breaks as well from the damage. It doesn't burn. It just makes like a high pitch.
Hey, the kids these days don't have to worry about fireplaces. It's all good. That's a thing of the past.
Oh, they'll never know what they're missing. Fiku, he's going to have no misses in the first 2. Takes down both Python and Misuta. MBK. Finally getting a kill back on. Oh, flameZ. Need a gun, sir. A smoke will not kill. But it might hide him. Not the worst situation, staying alive this long. Backing out, though. Still inside a market. I'm not sure he was even fully cognizant of where he was in that. So hold the phone, because we're going to slow things. And hAdji's getting close. Double peak potential here. MBK and he holding this wall of markets. Down already, though. Mac 10. OHP only good for 1. I think Maka's in trouble. Oh. Nice nade, though. That gives him a chance here with this M4, but better shot from Neofrag.
All right. Well, they really sending the Falcons home right now. Bit more like courier pigeons. The message is they're not getting in because they have attempted this B-bomb site a couple of times. I like the idea. Go mid, throw the nades. Think, okay, maybe they're doing heavy mid presence. That means that Neofrag's playing closer towards the short position, but you jump out the window and you pass Fiku and he gets 2. He's done more than he needed right there. And 4 players coming through market make it quite tidy for OG to wrap up their 7th. 1 more round away from securing the half lead. And everybody's fragging. flameZ on 11. The bottom is 7 apiece for Fiku and nexa. So everybody else is in between that. A good team effort so far. hAdji's been chipped down early here. 51 points of health remain. And Maka caught in the no man's land. He was flashed and spotted here, but still hits the shot. That's a big one.
Yep, good opener. Falcons need back to winning ways here, and not only that, but sustainable picks to do it. They've gone 1-3, or sorry, 0-3. 1 and then 3 was what I was trying to say, but 0-3 off pistol. So they won those, and that was the only 3 rounds they got. Now it's 7-3, so they have not won a gun round in this game as of yet.
The G2 syndrome, apparently.
Shh, too soon, Chad. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know. Dexter does. Speaking of G2, it's NBK he finds. Been all around the block. nexa. It's going to come off the blocks and into the A main position. Sees the shoulder, goes for Python, but overcommits to it. A little bit zealous on it, and Python's AK wins that duel. So now they go back to a man advantage on the Falcon side, and this is going to start to open up the map ever so slightly for the Maka's. Come around and gotten into the window. flameZ is removed, and he's ready to cut rotations, but Fiku says, "Fick you, I'm going to watch the murder hole instead," and he's in a 1-on-3.
Okay, well, let's see if the pole can get this one done. Peppering away over towards Palace. hAdji down to 26, and Python, he's announced his presence with some sound. Bit of a jump forward. And a fight to come his way. Fiku has to win the first if he wanted a chance, but constricted by the Python.
Big round from him.
Yeah. he's another one of these names as well. I know that this is the thing. I think that there's a lot of core scenes, and maybe this is to do with all the international teams that exist now, but there's a lot of core scenes around the world that are having to rebuild, and that's been the conversation for some time, especially with, say, Poland, right? You look at France as well. Now that Vitality is no longer a predominantly French roster, they have to look to new names. So it might be some time before we see a French team peaking, but we look at this squad, same as Heat, and we look forward to the Blast Major in Paris.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Rio, we're on the road to Rio right now, baby. You can't get to Rio without going through Malta, at least not from Europe. But we're seeing a lot of Brazilian teams, none that are like super over the top peak right now. Fury is looking better, but yeah, when we get to France, we hope that's going to be similar, that we're going to see a lot of these teams, and I think that's going to motivate a lot of these guys that are on the fringes to make these rosters and put an effort in. Yeah,
so they have a long runway to deal with that here. So any of these talents, any of these younger names that we haven't seen so much of, if they can show some promise here and do some learning, stick together, diversify those, well, maybe don't diversify the playbook, just start to build a playbook, really. Yeah, setting up for what should be an A execute. MBK lurking through mid to activate up connector, 3 through the ramp, and hAdji through Palace off the back of this Molotov.
flameZ waiting in the corner beside Cinder, so he has movement mechanics still here. He's not locked in between the board and the rock. He's beside it. He's got motion. He can go up the ladder now if he wants to, because the flames have extinguished. He's found a kill. And now a 5-on-3. Low HP for neofrag, but he'll come over and try and support that, says nexa against Python. And he supported that by throwing a bit of utility toward the Palace position. flameZ is able to peek on the back of it, so this is looking like a pretty shutdown round. They finally get a gun, and then it's going to be taken right back with a potential 8-4. Still 23 seconds, but I think with the AWP bomb down, this one's going to be a save, Chad. And you can see that as hAdji slides all the way over through spawn to make sure no one's rotating around to flank them.
Okay, 10 seconds left on the clock, and the half has been won. Again, it's still just a nice team effort here. We've had so many upsets, but the thing is, like, I can't keep buying into these in the beginning, because like day one and day two, well, actually maybe not so much day two. Day one, it was everybody avoided the upsets, right? All the teams who were meant to win won, and then as we moved into yesterday, it started to get a little bit more awkward, especially with that Vitality loss. And then we move into today. Vitality, just to note, they did pick up the victory against Monty, 16-7. And this is the thing right now. I saw somebody made a Reddit thread, and they were comparing to all the Counter-Strike that's going on right now with the Road to Rio. They were happy with this. They compared it to March Madness, which is not something that I am familiar with. But I understood the concept that everything's happening all at once, and so is this A Rush.
That is very fast. Dexter blinded back away from flames, gets off of the default boxes, and he'll put a flash in the sky. neofrag gets that call, already gets the kill and is able to back off. MBK fully blind though. flames swings on that. Well done. For how fast that was, OG was very good in their communication, not to trip over each other and the utility that was being thrown, and they find pretty effective kills. 9-4. Yeah, it is a bit like March Madness, and it's nice to see this again, that we're getting these lands these fast. You got to be a bit careful with that too, because in 2017-18 it was a pretty full schedule.
Well, that's the thing, right? I guess we're trying to find a balance between the two. One that is the traveling circus that's on the road 365 days a year, and the other is not getting to see too many of these names at all. So we need to find that balance. But again, we rush A. Desperation stations for Falcons.
Nexa takes Python, Misuda. He's got flames down. He's on to 22 HP, mind you, but Maka doesn't mind going and doing the damage as he takes out Nexa. So it comes again to another 3-on-3 situation with Dexter watching that back wall. And Neo is going to pull one straight out of the Matrix on this. He's going for the flank, but Maka sees it coming. Agent Smith with the AWP.
That's actually a really nice find there. It gives them a chance, and I know I'm still saying a chance. It should be their rounds, but there's a smoke on Dexter, a nade available on Fiku as well, and there's money in the back pocket. So if there was a round that they were going to consider going for, it should be this one. Only one round left after this, boys. So they're worried that the fact that neofrag went down, that it would be the B finish. It's the wrong worry. The bomb is committed to this site right now. Can't plant open. We'll have to plant default faking. So diligent stuff here. Back-to-back A rushes in the second they've broken through. Maka covering off.
Yeah, back-to-back rushes, but back-to-back flanks in this round. Already found Neo. Are they going to expect Fiku? He's got Misuda that's checked it twice. He's on low HP. He could look again, but he's going to go down for it. Fiku only taking a scratch of a bullet. A ricochet from the wall, perhaps, is Maka still on the site, though. 2-on-2, they know the situation. Smoke's gonna go to Palace, that's not gonna matter. They're already down below. They've got a crossfire established. Maka's just trying to be a fishing rod here and pull them in so that he can scoop them in the net from underneath of that position, hAdji, but he's lost the rod. He's gonna do it all on his own. He's got to switch. Oh, quick switch, gets back to it in time. He catches out Dagster. I think he was ready to try and deploy a smoke to keep himself in. No, he had a flash only. So that would have been a weird one to pull because he had to expect that it was going to be quicker.
Yeah, or maybe at that point he was thinking, are they really coming for this? Is he just going to let me have this? Because the time was so low on the bomb there. So another round for Falcons. They will break through. And I was going to say, heads-up Counter-Strike is some of the worst CS you want to be playing against a biffy team like OG. But it's hard to argue with this. The facts don't lie, and they do convert. Going into the final round here, round number 15, a Mach 10 for Maka. Rest with some rifles. The buy is definitely better on the other side. And they're going to try the luck again. Really? Okay, Masuta, strolled up, nexa down. He's going to draw the full rotation, and it's a fake this time. They've conditioned them well here.
Underhand, incendiary. MBK's already inside a connector, though, and that means Dagster needs to be aware he's lost the window, and he has to watch jungle. So Neofrag comes out on Catwalk to try and at least help him do that, to spot those two positions to potentially get to the window. What a turn from Dagster on the deke. But MBK is going to get him through the smoke.
Another clutch they have to go for here. Fico and Neofrag this time round.
Bomb has been planted.
One up, one down. And they want a clear connector, but MBK's one problem. hAdji's the other. Look at him top mid.
hAdji's there. Finds the one, doubles it up, gets the trade. 9-6 at half. Falcons, it took them a while to get going again after winning their 3 rounds to start the half, but they've given themselves a chance. We'll take a break, swap it over, and see what OG can give us on the attack.
Hey Future Pros! Today we will learn a basic smoke you can throw to smoke off connector. To throw the smoke, get into this corner of the bricks. Aim to the sky and within this box shown. Then throw. This smoke is fairly forgiving, but make sure you don't throw it too far to the left as you could give the tees an unintentional one-way. That's it, connector will be smoked. However, be careful for some sneaky tees trying to use the smoke to their advantage.
Well, the Intel Extreme Masters brought to you by ESL Road to Rio. That's right, we're doing this right now, the European edition. It all starts right here in Malta, and for these two teams, it started out, I guess, all right, 1-1, but one of them's got to lose right now. That's going to put them into an awkward situation. And Falcons are down 3 rounds, but on the CT side, we'll see if they can come back against the original gangsters.
And MBK, he'd love some revenge in this type of an environment here, so let's see if him and his French lads can step up to the task. We have Maka, the balcony on A, with hAdji towards ticket, MBK searching mid. Python and Masuda locking down B. Now we're on board with MBK here as he creeps on up and we'll get a duel. Flames on the jiggle, we'll spot him. And he needs to get on out of dodge real quick because the underpass crawl from Neofrag and Nexa is coming.
Okay, holding that angle. Does he go on this? Just a quick information check. Nice pre-fire set position with the crosshairs. Neo starts this off with some massive damage. It's Maka with the why do I do that? Dualies. The Deaglies.
The double Deagles.
Man, could you imagine? Inside of the palace, he has to fall off the angle. Nexa's gonna burn MBK alive after that early damage, and Ficku's got Maka, so this is all starting very well for OG.
Yeah, they've got the power position they were looking for of jungle and window right now, so this will force everybody through CT spawn. And trying to find the timing, and hold up, how has Masuda been able to slide in and find that one? He's looking for much more here. Towards default now, hAdji's grabbed a second. They're back in this.
They are. hAdji tagged, removed though. Ficku's got that shot instead. Python's still trying to find shots on these dualies. And so far, no success, but careful. They want to get that bomb down. They're actually giving him a chance to isolate this rather than just swarm and go for the kill. There was 33 seconds. They could have worked that one out after the fact, but it's now going to be 10-6. They do control the situation and make it a pistol round win on the T side.
Was that 4 for Fiku in that one there? So a nice round from him.
He's under, man, I think he's the best player of the team. I know everyone's really hyped over Deegster. I know that we've seen lots of different situations where, you know, Nexa's been the leader and all of that. And I think Ficku's like the consistent one you need to have perform on this team.
Yeah, I remember watching them earlier in the year when he was in AGO alongside of players like Milky and Ultimate, and they played against Na'Vi in Season 15, and there was this Mirage overtime banger, and he was one of the standout players.
Yeah, and just to clarify, because like sometimes people get into debates over semantics, he may not be the best skilled-wise, he may not have the highest peak, but I'll call him the most valuable, because if he is performing, they're going to be all right. If he doesn't perform, I don't know that they have that consistency to really get there, right? So that's, for me, that's value.
Yeah, and I guess today as well, like, we're not just looking about kills, it's also kills in certain rounds, like the impact, the flow-on effects. A lot of those things don't get discussed or digested. We try and do our best here to give you all an understanding, but Neofrag sees so much as 2 kills come in. Maka and Masuda, the M&Ms. Tasty, given a chance for OG now.
Masuda going the underpass, wants to pinch them immediately. So a 3-on-3, that's winnable if they can get this flank in fast enough, but they are watching back toward it. Dagster, the one to do so. He's not going to see him directly at the top of the stairs, but he will catch him when he comes down the hall if Masuda's not super quick on it. And the other 2 teammates have gone very passive in this situation. I think that kill confirms this will be the end of the round. hAdji, though, is going to come up 14 HP, and Dagster, is he going to be ready for this?
I don't know why hAdji's doing this.
Doesn't make much sense, does it?
I guess because he knows that Dagster's low, so he just wants to deny them some weapons. I think we saw the shoe on the other foot in the first half, where OG were denying Falcons those rifles going forward, and the flow-on effects of the economy was definitely a talking point as to why OG got off to a flyer once the guns came out. But hAdji, this would be much better in the next round of play. It's just going to be the scout and a 5-7 carried forward, but at the same time, only Flame surviving. So if that's what they were looking for, damage, job done. Hard to fault it. I just feel they could have had a MAC-10, sorry, not a MAC-10, a Scout, a Galil, and then 2 more pistols. They could have had 4 upgraded weapons in this next round of play, but it's all right. Game's not over yet. Only a 5-round lead for OG as we get into the second anti-eco scenario. It's such a shame that the term anti-eco is ruined now.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like not an anti-eco anymore.
It's like, yeah.
It's just a different round.
Jason and I were talking about this. Second round to buy, that one makes sense, but like it doesn't always apply. Because like you get similar situations now, right? Yeah. Where it's not really a bonus round, it's kind of like a force buy, but it's
I guess this might have to be the anti-eco, maybe? I don't know. It's so hard to frame it now. The lingo of Counter-Strike, it's always evolving, right? But the legs have been taken out from under us.
It's all right. I didn't really have much legs anyway. So
sea legs here at Malta.
nexa sliding forward with that MAC-10 is looking inside a connector. No one there on the other end of it. So he keeps pushing forward around the corners with it.
Suda's about to destroy them here. Watch this. All three. You get two crispy ones, and then he'll get one through the body. Here we go.
Well, see if it works. Deagle. Not that crispy yet, Chad, but you didn't say it had to be the first bullet. You did say he would get one, though.
Okay, look, if you guys are disappointed with that prediction there, you can send the email to masuta@gmail.com because I can't really control if he gets the kills or not. I can just try and will it into existence.
Yeah, so now you're trying to tell people to go send him hate mail.
Not hate mail, just say, hey, look, Masuta, Chad said that you were going to go off in this situation. Why did you miss?
Right, why not just own up to the responsibility yourself, okay?
I like to pass the buck.
Yeah, no, that's fine, yeah. Do you also have a Discord that weaponizes certain situations and sends out your attack mob?
No, I don't really use Discord. I'm more of a TeamSpeak user.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of TeamSpeak. Discord for me is like IRC without the fun.
It is, actually. That's basically what it is. It's a reskinned IRC.
With voice communication and video. You can share your screen. That's a nice little function. So that's Discord, you do have something going for you, but it's a little bit much for me. Neofrag could have had a couple there. They will deal with him, and nexa comes forward. There's a Galil available somewhere. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Nice and purple, easy to find. Thank you very much, says Python, as he'll take that into the next round of play. But there's so much cash now for the Falcons to work with. AWP for Maka. hAdji yet to buy, but I'm sure it'll just be the M4. There it is. And are they going to look at the approach right now? Because they lose this one, it can be very, very fickle here in the second half for poor Falcons on the CT side. This could just be a B play. Very early utility being thrown from Fiku here, deep. I think it is just going to be a B rush.
Well, they're not stopping. You might be right on this. Next is going to go. Masuta, he hears the stampede. He's got some support in this, though. Python's not flashed, and he's not able to hit shots, unfortunately, either, as the panic comes through. But he does burn nexa alive, so there's one. Not the only one either. Maka's got one on arrival to take out neofrag, so we sit to a 3-on-3. Bomb not planted. Through the flames. Double scope. All right, push it in and put it down. It's going to be a bench shot and flames falls.
Dexter coming over here, wants to fight. Look at this. So they've smoked to obscure this vision. It's the tiniest of gap. That smoke is actually thrown up in towards the little kitchen. One's little home up there is being used as an exploit for Dexter now, who continues to take these fights. But MBK with a couple of nice shots. He steps into the server now, gets himself up to 7, and the response that the Falcons were looking for.
Absolutely it is, yeah. On the board in this second half, finally, is 12-7. Where we sit, and they do it with keeping 3 players alive, so they'll be all right with adding some weapons to that arsenal. Good shot, and Dexter up on top of the balcony, and now we go again. What's Dexter got? There it is. There's the AK on the ground. I was looking for it.
Double orbs. See how Python goes with it. They're using this one way here. I love this. It's cheeky. Jump out the window, stand on the block, take a peek while the smoke's up. Flashed in for now. Maka, do you really want to hang around? Well, you don't have a choice. You've actually fallen down, so you need to get out of here now. Flash completely dodged by neofrag. MVK, you're in no man's land right now, but that's a huge fight to win. Flashed forward. Will convert, so setting the tone here for round 20. They have 2 smokes and 2 flashes remaining here, OG, so... Oh, I think that was misthrown.
Yeah, that ain't no fancy one-way. That's just a 2-way with a bit of a cloud that's obscuring part of it.
And I can't see Catwalk anymore either. So, cool, I guess. That is going to have to be addressed by somebody. Maybe Masuda. It's so crazy how that smoke... surely that wasn't intentional, right? I don't think so. Anyway, Maka onto Fiku. And I was saying they had 2 smokes and a couple of flashes. They could have got back together and tried to A-execute. Apparently they're just going to limp around the map one at a time.
I would have thought MBK actually, he thought because he saw me get tuck himself in the corner and get the advantage, but when he gets hit by the smoke, he already knew where he was, so I actually thought he still had the upper hand on that peak, but he was unfortunately already processing the next play when he realized that was going to happen. Masuda, checkers, trying to fire out, does get nexa down, so it's all on Dexter, AWP, and a bomb, and 17 kills, and 16 seconds, and he's going to fire his first shot. No, he's not. He's going to miss out on it.
That could have been his kill and set it up then. The bomb could have gone down, rerouting. across the map here, so it did come through. Doesn't have time to plan. Doesn't have time to plan at all. Fortunately, he goes down before time expires, so thank you very much, Maka. Big round from him. 2 kills from Maka, 2 from masuda, and the opening frag from MBK towards the underpass, and humbled now are OG.
Everyone's talking, like, you were talking about voice users and IRC, and everyone's trying to come up with the best, like, they're saying, like, Yahoo Messenger, yet ICQ Messenger. Man, we've already discussed it. Sempus knows the solution on how to chat. So, I don't know why everyone's still debating. That's the current trend right now.
I'm so lost.
The anal beads thing, Chad.
Oh, okay. So, yes, okay, well, fair enough. I didn't realize we were bringing the chess drama into all of this.
Yeah, I know, I wouldn't have known that if Jason didn't tell me like a day before, so it was actually kind of funny.
Magnus Carlsen situation with, what is it, Nineman?
Dude, I have no idea. I don't follow it.
We've had...
Chess is cool and all, but I don't follow it, so.
No, we just had multiple weeks worth of drama, so it definitely hit the airwaves. It's been non-stop in the drama farmer realms. People talk about ICQ. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Do you know that sound effect at the McDonald's in Kiev, that's what they used for orders coming up and being ready?
Really?
And it was such a weird thing when I walked in there for the first time. I heard uh-oh. I was like, whoa.
20 years.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Whoa, that's odd. But yeah, that's what they use.
This could actually get a bit problematic for Python. He's lucky he has masuda here on support, but the AWP, yeah, if he misses, they're going to start charging in. So masuda on cleanup duty. Oh, there it is. Perfect. That's exactly what you want. The support network of masuda chimes in for 3, and they deal with it. That was a very light investment round from OG here, but now it's a 3-round game. And as we were touching on in the first half, it's hard to see where these matches are going because at the start, it looks very one-sided, and then they bring it back, and now we have an extremely competitive affair here. No AWP available for Degster. You don't even have full nades across the board here for OG. Some are only operating with 1 or 2 pieces, so don't have everything they require even for standard map control. Might just have to be straight into this A set piece. So you can see Fiku, flameZ, and Neofrag heading towards Palace. Nexa and Degster lining up utility over towards the ramp. And for now, they have been blocked by hAdji's smoke. But MBK looks like he's reading this one well. He's tucked in towards the balcony position. Maka will be able to chime in from connector, and here the util comes. They're about to waterfall out into this.
Shots out, Nexa. Able to get hAdji down. That's going to give it a reasonable chance here for OG to get back into the win column because they leave it to a 3-on-3, and there's still smokes left to allow a bomb plant. Maka, boost above, he's looking for it. He calls for it, looks to firebox. Fiku tagged to 35, but look at Degster on this. They're still so forward-focused that he is in a perfect position to find the first. And forget just sitting and looking with trigger discipline. He's going to disappear and elude them again and get inside of the window. And that means masuda has to go back to find this. Even better than that, he's gone through murder hole just to extend it, but that means he doesn't have to come back through as well. I was going to say the barrel. That was contentious. The problem is they're on the defuse. He's too far away. He doesn't know it. Round's over.
Wow, Degster thought he had the flank, thought he had the maneuver. Turns out the one with the moves is masuda. You see him use the firebox to mantle up to get a very awkward angle towards Tetris. That's a great round from masuda there. 6 of the defuse understands the situation very well. Everybody goes down short, but rumbling OG now. And it started with some great trades. Like hAdji does get 2 from the sandwich position. MBK didn't get a whole lot done, but they had multiple members to deal with this, and perfect. Just defuse. There's no way he can get to you. Maybe if he had a nade, something he could have dunked on the head, but we touched on it at the start of the round. They didn't have a whole lot of utility. Everybody from OG were not sitting pretty. And again, a timeout called, so Raga getting hot under the collar now. Oh, he's just got very, very close. 2-round game.
2 rounds, indeed. Yeah, this is looking a little bit more tight than we would have expected. And Degster getting forcing himself through that murder hole, getting far away from the situation. OG in a bit of pressure position right now.
Do they just try that execute again? Right, because I think one of the keys that played into that was knowing so many AWPs were in play. So that's one of the reasons that you want to go for something a bit more execute heavy as well. But the play was read and dealt with. Only just, to be fair. But they are just going back. It's the exact same round. Exact same round being lined up here.
All right, Python's already at top middle for the CTs though, so he's gonna spot nothing at that direction. And at minute and 40, the execution smoke's already in place. Maka, he knows the situation, and rather than sit behind smoke, he's gonna go forward of it, so he's changed his defensive style, but it's gonna catch him out. Not hAdji, reverse firebox position for him. He's good for a hat trick. And it's flameZ and Degster that are left alone, but only down by 1.
Look at the flank. Python's already here.
I think this is... you say that, you're right. Dexter's not gone down and crossed over yet, so he's going to be done. He's out of this one. If he gets a step further forward, he might fall away from it. Not going to happen. So flameZ, bomb in hand, minute and 7, jumps up, tries to elevate. We're now at 11 rounds.
a lot of credit has to go to hAdji in these last 2 rounds, right? As the A anchor at this point, he got 2 kills last round and 3 kills this round, and that's more than you can ask, especially when they're executing into you. So really good rounds from hAdji here. You can see him here. You mentioned a reverse side of the firebox there. Even getting the sandwich kill on poor Nexa, who was low on HP from the early exchange. And then this one, as simple as you like. Python does not get easier kills than that. Well, here it is. Dexter wants to be the game changer. He's going to bring out the AWP. That means he has to deliver. Oh, he did take a peek there. They set up the boost. He didn't miss a whole lot. He did take 16 points of damage in total. But they need to just use this AWP everywhere across the map. And I suppose, fortunately, he hasn't fired yet. So maybe, just maybe, the Falcons don't know this is in play.
Gee, Maka tags Fiku's got the follow-up insurance on that one with the Deagle, and that's going to make it a good start. So the AWP does have its benefits already. They're trying to chase it down, though. NBK, look at this. They're just throwing men at him. They're throwing everything at him, and he's still with a USP. Gonna find 3. He actually adds Dagster into that total as well, and flameZ, ooh, he better be burning red hot if he wants any chance at this. They're gonna swing back down. hAdji gets the kill. Tie game.
Wow. You buy the AWP, you get 1 kill combined for that. That investment falls very flat. Look at Dexter now, Matt. He has to AK again. So no AWP now for the actual gun round. This is called cutting off your nose to spite your face, I think, as they limit their own options. 12-12. OG, another upset today. Why the hell not? Let's keep them coming. Let's rock everybody to the call right now. We're in Group B of the RMRs for this one. B against Na'Vi, Outsiders, Heroic, Vitality, OG, Mouse. Those are the big names. Falcons are meant to be one of the little names.
Frag inside smoke. Nade top of middle, not going to do much to Nexa. Neo needs to be careful. Smokes down, does catch Maka. They thought they were going to get out of that one cleanly, and he emerges on the catwalk, and he's going to take Python as well.
Yeah, 1 at a time there. The fact that Neofrag had time to readjust, maybe call it off after the first kill. When timing again, Neofrag with almost a double up. He knows there's one towards stairs, just 2 to find. And one's already given up the position. hAdji falls. Around back, unless Masuda goes nuclear, not to be the case. flameZ will snuff him. And OG retain the lead. But that was a string of 6 rounds consecutively for the Falcons to bring that in, and smiles are back on the faces now. It's good to see the competitive affairs in matches like this, right? We know the importance of these best of ones at showing the entertainment value. I think everybody has the same understanding. The better teams, once we make it into the deep water of the best of 3s, will have the advantages. And the best of ones, this is where you can definitely get away with a couple little tricks.
Molotov down, will hit the boost. NBK get found by Fiku in that, though. So hang on, there's still an opening for OG, despite that they were not given the opportunity toward the A side of the map. Maka trying to compensate by getting on catwalk, has to back away. Nade, no, it's a flash. See, now I can't get nade damage right. Now I can't even get the grenade right.
We'll just call everything a grenade here. They pop in different ways. Popping off his Nexa and connector. Now the bomb's still towards a ramp, and you can see hAdji worried about the Palace position. That's where Fiku was able to find that incision. He's going to go back and scoop up the bomb now, but I talked about hAdji before being a good A anchor. That's the first. How many more can he find?
Molotov out. hAdji still holding an off angle in this as he plays along the wall in this site again. Reverse fire. We saw him get a hat trick from this position last time. He's spotted already, though, and with 2 players firing at him, he will eventually fall. So too will Neofrag, though, because Maka gets in position from CT. No bomb plant on this yet. 49 seconds, and they're a bit timid to do so. And they're going to back away because the HP on Fiku is only 16.
But they still could go all the way towards the B bomb site if they want. They need to start running shortly as they juggle the weapons. Bogdan's Law in play. Now, nobody is close enough to listen for this rotation. They are going to jump the fence, go grab the ball, and reposition towards Palace. Now, at some moment for Falcons, they will have to start considering these flanks. Masuda will surge forward, calling it clear, and oh, they're going to rotate back. Maka spotted, however, they're still going to find this one out. Dexter will take Masuda down, and now it's Maka in a 1-on-2. Bomb to be planted, default stepping out, taking the fight, and Fiku will finish that one off. It got way too close for comfort there, but 14-12, 2 rounds away for OG now, and they're looking good.
Yeah, they are looking good. Healthy young men styling it out in the server, looking smart, looking clean, although they did get a little dirty in this one, but we'll see if they can close it out with 2 rounds to go. Maka Tried his best for Falcons in this one, but Fiku again, the one to stand up and be the rock. 20 kills now for him.
It's so crazy how Masuda, if he didn't clear at all, or if he had cleared a couple of seconds early, then the site may have been completely open. And then the unfortunate timing on, they're doubting it. All right, maybe mid, maybe B, and then they start to move. They're getting anxious. And that's the reason this one falls apart in a very key moment of the game. And the biggest reason I say it's a key moment is not because of just the scoreline, but because of the financial situation that the Falcons find themselves in. The CTs being broken late. It's one thing to go on a consecutive run of rounds. That's fantastic. The other is the residual cash you have is going to run out, and that's exactly what's happened. So looks like a force fight for Falcons here to fight for their life, fight for their right. 3 MP9s, a Deagle, and 1 M4 up against a fully strapped OG. Good luck, Falcons. You're going to need it.
Fly high, my friends. Fly high. Dexter top middle already. Sitting on a teammate's shoulders.
What are they waiting for here? I guess, first of all, they need to identify what the type of buy is. Here's another game going OT for FaZe. That's the C stream we have available, twitch.tv/ESL_CSGO-C. This is absurd. The fact that FaZe have played 3 consecutive matches now, and all of them have ended up in OT. And that one there is a best of 3 for major qualification against Sprout, who have some plucky young guns from Denmark, Zypher, Stare, Refresh in the in-game leadership role. We've got Slacks, the German AWPer, and Lonks from Romania.
Yeah, a couple Romanians that are in this event. Obviously, we have Imi as well.
From Gamer Legion.
That's right. So there's always been a pretty... I'll come back to that. Frag and a Molotov. I guess I've got a second. There's always been a pretty loyal Counter-Strike base in Romania, and they've had their own tournaments for years and years and years. It's nice to see some of them breaking through and getting to the international level as well.
Splitting B here. Just Masuda.
Shot out. flameZ is able to get him down, though. So the start for OG, and that pretty much gives them the whole site as well. I think they're going to try and save this M4. Python's already heading the opposite direction as the bomb. So this should now be map point for OG.
Well, how much can OG take away? That's the next question. They could remove these MP9s and the M4 from play, and that's going to give Falcons absolutely nothing other than a loss bonus going into the last round to defend their honor. Fiku just making sure that there hasn't been anybody passing, and you shall not pass is name of the game. Maka dead now, and just 2 more to find. hAdji trying to contain over towards B, Python up in towards Palace, and I think considering how far ticked the bomb is now, this one might be all over Red Rover. Lonks is an interesting prospect for Sprout, by the way, as I digress again. I think there was conversation about them being Ents, looking at picking him up when they were in that roster flux during the tournament break, not that long ago now.
It's wild to me that every game so far in this Road to Rio for FaZe has gone to overtime, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane.
I think that obviously there are some wobbles with FaZe, but I think the fact that they can find the class to close out even though they're being pressured, that's also a positive in itself.
That is sure, but yeah, I think they're a team that's going to benefit from a week off, maybe.
Yeah. Well, what do they get? They get about 2.5, 3 weeks before the major.
Yeah, chat it out. Yes, do they not go to Blast?
Good question.
Yeah.
Check their agenda.
Oof, Dexter going to take out Python. Good start to the end of this one now as he falls inside of the apartments. Deep Molotov, they're forward of it. Dexter's going to see another. Hits the leg, though, because he thought it was just going to be jump peeking, not actually getting on top of the van. But yeah, I think FaZe could benefit from some time to chat things out.
All right, looks like this really still could be the B finish if OG would like, as the knockout blow, the fatality here for the Falcons. OG will be going up into the 2-1 column here in the Swiss. Now, in case you're just joining us, maybe you haven't noted what we're up to here. These are the qualifiers for the major. In the Swiss system, win 3 and you're through, lose 3 and you're out. Very easy peasy to understand. The best of ones, which is where we're at right now, are the establishing matches. That needs to put you either on the brink of elimination or the brink of qualification. And then after that, that's when the best of 3s come into play. But we've had some very exciting Counter-Strike over these first 2.5 days now. Maka's cleared out B, so they know it will have to be A at this point. 3 up through connector, next to the tail end, and Fiku up A ramp.
Flash, hAdji. Back inside of smoke, Dexter's got him down. He spots and finishes the deal. flameZ will take out MBK as well. So now just 2 left. Suda gets a fortunate exchange as he was missed on the first shot, followed up and took down 2, but then they'll drop it 16-12, and OG Are back on the positive side of 500. They're 2-1.
Oh, loving it there. Dexter lifted flameZ up. He's very happy with this. Very expressive personality there, Dexter. But you should be content with this. It was a hard-fought battle. They're now one win away from locking themselves in at the Rio Major on this road to Rio. On the other side of things, Falcons, they'll have to go back, scratch their head a little bit. Going to be hard work going forward for this underdog team here. That's going to be it from Matt and I. We'll be taking a break, throwing you to the desk, and after that, you'll be in the very capable hands of Anders B. Loom and Jason Moses O'Toole.